Until yesterday, I didn't realize that I like places child-free because of the dads. It's the dads. Yeah, I know. Look at him judging me. Okay, I'm gonna link the video in my caption. Like, I had kind of made this connection before, but not on this level. Because one of the things that I've realized as a child-free woman who will always be child-free unless something terrible happens against my will. But I've always been like, I've been trying to like reel it back in when it comes to like, I don't want to make the world less accessible to women. And the more that I try to, block my life off from having to deal with children just because I don't want them, the more I'm going more into that individualist mindset and expecting the world to cater to me. You know what I mean? Like, I think you can take this too far. I also think that a lot of places are not necessarily made for children. But now that I don't feel the pressure to have kids coming from within me and the pressure that I get from outside of me, like men on the internet or whoever, or other moms who are miserable and are like, join the club, come here to hell, right? Other than those people, I don't really care what people think, and I'm at peace with that decision. Having said that, there is a reason why I don't like hanging out with families, and it's the dads. It's the dads. I mean, I find most children annoying other than the ones that I personally care about. And I don't think that's necessarily weird, but I tolerate them. We need kids. They're humans. They're humans, right? And I don't hate them as much anymore because I don't hate myself as much. And I realized that a lot of times I hated kids because I hated like little Melanie and all the things that happen to her, right? Whatever. That's a deeper talk, okay? And I don't hate kids because I feel like I have to defend my decision not to have them. And yes, I do think they're annoying, and yet I also value them as human beings who have the right to exist without me just being like, eh. But usually when I don't like children, it's because it's their parents. It's their parents. The same way I love dogs. But there's nothing I hate more than bad dog owners who then make their dog a menace to society. I know dogs and kids are not the same, okay? But I have gotten bitten, and I have gotten dragged into fights of dogs who attacked him. They were off leash. You know what I mean? So like, it's the people who are raising annoying kids, and annoying not because they're kids or because of something they can't help, but literally because of parenting, and parents who had them for the wrong reasons, parents who don't want to be parents, and you know what I mean? Parents who literally just had like whatever. And at the same time, I also have empathy for them because I know that so many women especially got tricked. They got tricked into this, right? By society, by their parents, by their mom, by grandma, who give me a baby as if it's a present with a little bow on top that you give to them for a couple hours, and then you have to take it back. Like, Granny, if you want a child's gift, you take care of it. You know what I mean? Or you pay for all the costs, right? And you almost die having another one because you probably didn't even want the ones you had because Grandpa was probably graping you because you were a little hostage. Anyway, thank you, Candace Kelly, for having that conversation. Go check out her page. But let's say none of that is involved, right? And let's say that, she used an example of vacation, and that there was like child or like family free kind of places, and then more for like families, right? And that the places that families were not allowed, she didn't feel schmegulized, leered at, because it's the dads doing that. And I agree with that. Like, anyone who's waited tables and, has had the unfortunate experience of having to serve men that are attracted to you, or maybe not even, but they're literally doing it to taunt their wives, you know exactly what we're talking about. It's these dads who are ignoring their children, not parenting at all, She's taking care of everything. And then on top of that, they have the audacity to flirt with you in front of their wife. That used to drive me crazy. I'm like, excuse me. Great. You are triangulating me against her. Now she hates me. I really hope you're paying the bill. I hope she's not paying the bill because she may punish me for your bad behavior, right? Now your wife hates me because you're schmegulizing me while ignoring her. So pay up, buddy. You better give me a big tip for putting me through this psychological warfare every time I come to your table. And now either she's mad or she's like really awkward or just like, oh, I hated that. But there are so many dads who hate their wives, and they make her pay the price, and then you are like bait. They rage bait her by flirting with you. I would so much rather deal with a man alone flirting with me because I can handle that, and I can do all, but not with her there. With her there, now my heart breaks for her, but I'm also scared of her. And I like all kinds of, now you have emotionally drawn me in to your abuse. Fuck you. But the examples that, oh, I'm sorry. I woke you up with my little toot. We went live earlier. By the way, I launched my Patreon. If you didn't know it, link is in bio. If you want more personalized stuff and just all kinds of stuff, check it out. Very excited. Gonna go live over there too. But these men hate their wives so much. And you know, something else I've noticed, and I'm not even like in the middle of this one, but it's not that I don't like the children. It makes me so angry to watch a mom doing all the work. I can't stand it. I can't help her. So I just have to watch her, and it makes me sick. You know what I mean? Like, I can only be around so much of that before I want to go in the balls. You know what I mean? To watch a man just letting her do everything, carry everything. His kids could be drowning and he doesn't even notice. Probably can't even pick which one it is because he doesn't spend enough time around them to know like what bathing suit they wear. He's like, oh, it's one of them blonde ones or whatever. That is enraging. But then on top of that, for that same man who's a terrible father, who doesn't want a parent, probably baby trapped her, you know, definitely exploits her in every way possible. And then for that little forker to leer at me while ignoring his children and his wife, to watch me, it makes me feel so gross to have those kind of men. I mean, just men in general that I'm grossed out. I don't want you looking at me, right? That whatever, but I've accepted that's just happened. But when you're a family man doing that, when you should be hanging out with your kids and your wife on family vacation, you probably don't even fork her. And if you do, it's probably coercive and rapey. Because why would she want to fork you? She's your mom. Ew! It's harder dealing with you than all those kids. In fact, a lot of women leave dad at home. And a lot of times dads do that on purpose. Like, if I'm grumpy pants, she'll leave me at home next time. Do you know how many moms I have heard talk, oh, you flipped? Oh. Gosh, it's late at night here again. Anyway, how many moms have been like, they just want to go with another mom and her kids? Because that man not only just adds more labor, you know, she's got to like think of all the travel stuff, pack his bags like he's a child, you know, has to do everything for him. But worse than all of that is dealing with Mr. Grumpy Pants. And you know, I've talked about this plenty. Men will weaponize their moods to get what they want. This is a classic example. I don't want to go on this dumb vacation with these stupid kids that I asked for but have never wanted, that I'm jealous of. Because once they entered the picture, you're not taking care of me, I'm the king, baby. Right? They don't want to go to freaking Disney World. They would rather stay home and golf or play video games or mark off the horn, or whatever it is they do, whatever time waster that they are into. Because I'm not saying that, I'm saying that one of the things that drives me crazy is men waste time, cishet men especially, who are married to women or dating, waste more time than any human being, any other demographic I've ever met, especially if they are like financially okay. But even if they're not, they'll be unemployed and they'll do nothing. But they waste time. They waste time doing nothing. And I'm not saying that women don't waste time, but we don't have the luxury of wasting time the way they do. And a lot of time our wasting time is just taking a beat, watching this dumb dating show that I hate watching, but I don't have to think too much. You know what I mean? Like, so many women seem to do stuff like that just to kind of like have a moment to not have to think about all the stuff they have to do. And so even though they will be the only parent on a vacation in a place like Disney or wherever that's very kid focused, which means it's going to be rah, 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 and exhausting. And if you are neurodivergent, nightmare. God, I never understood why malls and Disney and anything like that would completely leave me so exhausted. It's the overstimulation. I think it's hard for anybody, right? If you're really sensitive to lights and noise and all that stuff. Oh, that's why I buy all my clothes are used online. If I never have to go to a mall again, I will be a happy person. And so even though she's going to the happiest place on earth, for who? Just children. It's the worst place on earth for most adults, unless they are vicariously living through their children, or, just, their young little heart is just lights up. They have so much nostalgia and good memories around the place. But still, it is not worth it. It's so expensive. It's so stressful. And it's crying kids everywhere, right? And all the girls are dressed up like princesses. By the way, I know this, I'm getting to my point, I promise. Little girls are supposed to wear the dresses now. That was not a thing when I went to Disney. That's the one vacation I went with my mom a year. She saved up all year to take us to Disney World. She bought used tickets before they got rid of all the ways that you can be cheap and do Disney. Single moms are brilliant at saving money. And you just had kids dressed as kids. And then they got this whole princess thing. And from my understanding, the employees have to call all the girls princess. All of them. What? And I think the boys are pirates. Oh, cool. She is basically waiting for a man to buy her on some level. And also hello eugenics. And then his hero is what? Schmeg's trafficker. Not all pirates are bad. Some pirates are good. But, whatever. Pirates of the Caribbean, they're literally selling women. Do they still do that? Anyway, it is such a stressful place to be. And imagine a woman being like, I will deal with 3 of these tiny humans who are overstimulated and so excited and a nightmare because they're going to have sugar crashes and they're going to want to buy everything and there's long lines and now this whole fast pass stuff, I don't even understand it. I'll do all of that by myself than to have the other parent there, because his little temper tantrums and moodiness is worse than all of them. Imagine a woman choosing to deal with all that by herself because the other adult is such a Debbie or Derek Downer that you would rather not have him around at all. But wouldn't you know, it's on purpose. I'm telling you, one of the most brilliant strategies, patriarchy, like all of these systems, all of them, they just keep readapting, right? And men can be dumb as rocks, but their survivor instinct, predator instincts. How do I get her now that I can't get her this way? I play dumb. I'll be stupid stupid, or or I'll just act like the kids. That'll learn her to expect anything from me. I will pout and stomp my foot, or worse, the quiet rage. I think I would rather have a man yelling than quiet rage any day. The yelling is a little more embarrassing. With the quiet rage, the violence of that, it's so stressful because you're like, I know he might yell, and when he does, watch out, but I don't know when it's coming. Men, they're so good. They are so good, like any good predator who doesn't want to die, like any vampire who doesn't want to die. It finds our weak spots, and they're like, oh, empathy, oh, benefit of the doubt, oh, nurture, I'll just be a baby. Whichever one works, they will use it. Don't fall for it. They just want to sit home and work off, or cheat on you. That's probably what they're doing. But you know what? Let them do it, I guess. Because by bringing them along on these vacations or just out, not only are they going to make your life worse and your kids' life worse, and they'll have the happy memories will be replaced by, like, I'm telling you, I don't have that many happy memories, but I have a lot of memories of me being like in happy places, on edge, in happy places. That one sticks. So everyone benefits. He gets what he wants. Just cut him free, maybe, if you can. Like, what's the point of being married to that? I don't know. You do you, boo. But I know they financially trap women, so. But still, bringing these men along, they're going to make you miserable. They're going to make the kids miserable. And then they're going to make waitresses, like I was for so long, miserable too. And now we are the enemy, not him. And then if you also haven't really questioned all of this stuff, then you're going to be someone who terrorizes not only the waitress, but everybody you have power over in that restaurant, including the waitress, and you're going to try to get people fired, and you're going to go on Yelp. She was blah, when really it's your husband that sucks. I'm telling you, a lot of times women make other women's lives miserable because they won't deal with that man in their house that terrorizes them. And then if they have any other privilege, let's say they're a white woman, watch out. So much more dangerous. And watch out, daughters. Watch out, daughters. This is a toxic boy mom situation sometimes. The daughters, they're going to be parentified. They're going to like, everyone is going to suffer if that mom is not really doing some hard work on herself, because that dad is going to make her life so hard. Everyone suffers because of him and because of her not knowing how to deal with him or her refusing to deal with him. I'm telling you, if more women remove themselves from these men who are torturing them, we would have less women out there, especially when it look like me, making other people's lives miserable. Because we know that women, we're the foot soldiers of patriarchy. It wouldn't exist without our help. It needs us to enable it. And this is one way we do. I know not everyone can walk away, but at least direct that anger towards the person who deserves it, not everyone else.